Welcome to the Zen Zone. Welcome to the Zen Zone. Zen Lee here with my new Oneride merch. Sweater's looking pretty good on. This thing's like, I don't know, satin or something. It's super silky and smooth. Let's not get hit by the semi behind us. Let's step on it. The power of the Lynx put into action. It's a beautiful day here in Sevilla. What is today? Wednesday or Tuesday? I think today's Tuesday. Tomorrow I leave Sevilla. Today will be my last day in Sevilla for some time. Heading back to Valencia to start getting ready for the race. Look at the cathedral. Oh man, just every day. Look at that cathedral, seeing it at the tops there. Amazing experience being here in Sevilla. This is one of my favorite cities in Spain for sure. Like, it has so much to offer here in Sevilla, and it is a beautiful day. So we have some very important updates to talk to you guys about today regarding the ET Max and the Lynx. I don't know if you saw, but there has been a Lynx cutout, and it was the worst kind of cutout. The kind of cutout that you hope never happens to anybody at any time. The random cutout. Look at all these cool shops. It's like a really cool place. Little tourist. I wanted to take you guys some new spots today as we're riding around talking about the worst thing that can happen. Pretty much the worst cutout that can happen. And oh my gosh, you can see the cathedral from here much better. Different angle of the cathedral. I think this is the second biggest cathedral in the world. At least that's what Psycho told me. I haven't actually fact checked it, but it is massive. It is a massive cathedral. Let's do a lap around the cathedral so you guys can see it in all its glory. It's kind of a busy day, so we got to be extra Zen Zone-y today. Don't want to hit a tourist. That's like the worst thing you can do. But we're going to do a quick lap around so you guys can see the cathedral in all its glory. All the horses. Get a UC horses. Horses with EU. If you guys could smash that like button. It's not easy being a content creator in the EUC world. It's a totally niche environment. So every one of your likes help. You guys are, I was thinking about, before I called you guys knights, but I don't think knights is the right analogy on the chessboard. I think you guys are either kings or queens. I don't really want to call you queens. What's up, my queens? But doesn't quite go. Kings. In the chessboard, I think the knight is probably the one wheel. Pawns are just normal people. The rook is probably an escape board or the bishop. Electric scooters are either the bishop or the rook. And then that leaves the queen or being an e-bike, electric e-bikes, or the king. So I think the EUC, man, in terms of range, I don't know what gets more range, like a e-bike or an electric unicycle. So I'm not sure which one's the king, but I think it would be better to call you guys kings. If you're riding electric unicycle, you are royalty at the least. We'll call the e-bikes the queens and we'll be the kings, okay? On the chessboard, even though it's not the most powerful piece. The e-bike is, I guess, the most powerful. It's probably more powerful than an electric unicycle, right? I'm not actually sure about that. I've seen some electric unicycle climbs that I'm not sure that an e-bike can do, but I don't know. I haven't ridden an e-bike too much. Let me know what you guys think. E-bike versus EUC. Which one is the king? Which one is the queen? And then I think, yeah, electric scooters are the rook. Escape boards are the bishop. One wheels are the knights. And pleb, normal people, are the pawns. So we're royalty on these electric devices here. You guys are my kings. If you could smash that like button, help grow this channel. My goal is to get to 20,000 subs by the end of March. I have my first race. Electrics Championship coming up next month. Hopefully my Skydio dock has my Skydio, so hopefully we can get that here to Spain in time. It costs almost more to ship it back to the US to pay for the repairs. UPS wanted $600 basically to ship it back to Spain. Plus I'm gonna have to pay custom fees when it gets here. So yeah, the Skydio 2 has been a big liability, but hopefully with this championship, I'm able to capture some amazing footage. Stay tuned for that. Hit that like button, guys. Leave a comment. Help grow this channel. I really appreciate every one of you guys. You guys are my kings. You guys are kings. You guys are kings. You guys are royalty. You're one of the elite riding on an electric unicycle. I was talking the other day, Electric Dreams was here in Spain, and I got to ride with Electric Dreams. He was a content creator, amazing content creator. He does a really lot of high quality tests and really gets to the root. His tests are very elaborate, and yeah, I really like Electric Dreams channel. He does a lot of good tests, a lot of scientific sort of tests on his channel. So check out Electric Dreams. But he was here in Spain. We got to ride together in Sevilla, and he was talking about how he doesn't think electric unicycles are gonna ever go mainstream. And I kind of have to agree. I think it is a niche thing. I feel like you have to be chosen to ride an electric unicycle. You are one of the chosen. And if it doesn't work out for you, you weren't one of the chosen. You may be called, few are chosen. You may be called, but yeah, very, very few are chosen. It is not for everybody. I don't know that it will ever go mainstream. If it does, I think it could go mainstream in like an Asian country, like Vietnam or Thailand or Philippines, where a lot of people are riding scooters like that, you know, motorbikes that just burn through the gas. Actually, have pretty good gas mileage. But I mean, if you've ever been behind one of them, man, they spray up gas right in your face. And I've raced some of those guys, and these electric unicycles, man, are pound for pound, I think, the most powerful vehicle in the world. And I think Lynx is one of the most powerful electric unicycles in the world. And Spain has an amazing public transportation system. Bike lanes everywhere, especially this city, Sevilla, man, they have some amazing bike lanes. Smash that like button, guys. Leave a comment. Help the channel grow. Share it out. Let me know what you think. All right. Take a look at the cathedral. Actually ran out of space on my phone. Had to delete some stuff. This phone runs out of space really quick. Definitely wouldn't mind upgrade. We're definitely going to give you guys POV as well here of this cathedral as we do a lap around it. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in Sevilla. And we have to talk about unfortunate things like the Lynx cutout, which, was totally a random cutout. I did investigate, making sure, ruling out everything, making sure they didn't do like a tire change, because I had 2 cutouts on Christmas on my Master that were random. And at least to me, they seem random. In the moment, they seem random. But, you know, after some quick thinking, it's like I had just done a tire change. So I could have done something wrong because it had been flawless up until that tire change. And then I hit like a bump or something. And yeah, that was the end of that Master. Thankfully, Bagot still took care of me, because that's when I was going to retire, was after those cutouts. One of them was, the first one wasn't too bad, all my gear did its job, but the second one, because I was like, okay, I put everything back together, the hall sensor was good, everything was good, I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And then it cut out again the second time on the same day, which just so happened to be Christmas. 2 cutouts on Christmas. Whew, man, yeah, it was a rough time. But yeah, so I totally get the pain of cutout, especially a random cutout. I think I've only had 1 non-random cutout, and that was on my EX when I was training for the race. I just pushed it a bit too hard, over-torqued it. The EX was an amazing wheel. One of the best powerful suspension wheels, kind of started paving the way. But now we have much better suspension wheels. We have the Lynx, the best suspension wheel, and the ET Max is looking like a good suspension wheel. I'm not going to say it's great. I think the Lynx is great. There's still a lot to be seen with the ET Max. Still a lot to be determined with the ET Max, but I do think it's looking good. Now, when I criticize the ET Max, you have to look at my perspective. I'm looking for the one wheel to rule them all. The one wheel. I cannot travel with multiple wheels. A lot of people, they're like, okay, I'm gonna get the ET Max for my street wheel because I have the Extreme, or they have some other wheel that's their off-road wheel. So that makes sense. For me, I do not have this luxury. I'm traveling in Spain. I can really only have 1 wheel. I am getting an apartment soon, so I'll have a bit of stability, but mostly unexpected. But mostly, you know, I just don't have the storage space or the car to travel around with multiple EUCs. So I'm kind of stuck with 1 EUC, and the best EUC to be stuck with, in my opinion, is the Lynx. Now, getting stuck with the ET Max, I don't know, man, because I like to off-road and I go on a lot of off-roads, and I'm sure the ET Max could off-road, but not with at the same competitive level. So my races are going to be off-road. And the Lynx, I feel like, is the best off-roading EUC. The V14 is also a good off-roading EUC, but I just feel the Lynx is of higher caliber. Get one last look at the Cathedral Hill. The Lynx is just higher caliber. I like the bigger tire. I like the suspension more. I think most people would take the Lynx over the V14 unless they just wanted a little bit more upfront torque. And then races, those races here in Spain, guys, we murder our batteries. Like even the Sherman S and Commander Pro, when they were racing in our last race, after just like the time trials or after any series of after the quarterfinals or anything like that, they were using like 3 to 4 bars just doing 8 to 10 laps. So that's how powerful, how much power we're putting into these wheels. And that was crazy. And so you have to charge up. You have to charge up after each like time trial. It's not like the American time trials where you do 1 lap. No, the time trials here in Spain are like a time limit. You have 15 minutes to do as many laps as you possibly can in a short amount of time. So you're putting a lot of drain on your wheel, and you don't have much time between the first time trial and the second time trial session. So you have to go plug in your wheel, try to get charging. Someone unplugged my charger before, and that really messed me up a little bit since I was on the GT. And man, I was burning through that GT's battery. So the V14, with the way its battery is and how powerful it is, for certain off-road circuits, it could be amazing, but you need to be ready to charge it, have a fast charger, because the stock charger is not going to do it for you in time. You're going to have low battery going into the next race, and that could cause some problems for you. So with the Lynx cutouts, back to the Lynx cutouts, there is an update. LeaperChem, I feel like, is the most responsive company in EUC history, man. They are quick to send out parts. They are quick to find solutions. They aren't like other companies, Motion, that will just deny what happened and blame the rider. LeaperChem is very receptive. I love LeaperChem. I am a LeaperChem fanboy. But Begode is still my favorite company. Just because I'm critical of the ET Max doesn't mean I don't absolutely adore Begode. They are the ones pushing the race scene. They're the ones sponsoring racers. They're the ones helping build the community. LeaperChem is kind of like a closed, you don't really see them doing much community stuff or community outreach or sponsoring races or riders or anything like that. They just focus on having the best wheels, the best quality, and the best service. They really have, I think, the best service as far as any EUC manufacturer. If I was to open an EUC business, I would only carry probably LeaperChem wheels. Their lineup is their weak point. They don't have a lot of small EUCs. I feel like if they made like one smaller EUC, it would be really good for them. Just like the Patent's a pretty small EUC, but something smaller than that. Maybe like a 14-inch wheel, a beginner's wheel, but their lineup is pretty solid. I love LeaperChem, guys. I am a LeaperChem fanboy because of the wonderful things they do. They are doing wonderful things. But again, Begode's my favorite company, and I love Begode. Now with the ET Max, guys, when I talk about its inferiority compared to Lynx, because in terms of cornering, it will be inferior. The suspension's not as good, and it's a heavier EUC. So that heaviness, let's get away from this bus here. The heaviness will give you more stability, but it makes cornering and whipping that wheel around those corners much more difficult. Plus the weight of it, plus the suspension style, I feel, is inferior compared to the Lynx's for cornering. I think in most races, there's not like in most other races outside of EUC world, suspension is like the fork suspension, one on each side, so that when you're turning, you're able to turn into that suspension, whereas the rear suspension, when you turn into it, it creates a sort of wobble, and that you have to adapt to with technique. I forgot what the name of this building was, but it's like a beautiful museum of some sort, but yeah. So the inferiority of the ET Max, oh, we got some Segway friends, Segway buddies, woo! They chillin'. This is a great way to see Sevilla on the segways. The inferiority of the ET Max. We're talking, guys, it's all about the levels in the racing scene for me right now, right? There are levels to this game, and you don't really know your level until you go to a race. I see a lot of people who are like, that think they're gonna be the best racer in the world, or sponsor me now, sponsor me, give me this wheel because I'm going to win some races. Or there are levels to this game, guys. There are big levels to this game. And the only way to know your level is to go to a race, a big race. And the best races are here in Spain, where we're getting about 50 people per race. And the championship, the first championship in the world is coming up. The first race of the championship is coming up in like 29 days. 29 days. I am leaving for Valencia tomorrow to get a street tire put on my wheel. I'll be rocking the Grizzla pads. I want to use the Grizzla seat, but I got the Pedal seat for now. And these are the key right here. These are the key. I love those Grizzla toe stomps. Discount code ZenZone. Discount code ZenZone at oneride.eu at PidZoom. If you want one of these buzzers. Oh, I don't have it on. It's on my other backpack. I'm bringing my big backpack today because I have my armor in. I don't like to ride around with my white armor just because it makes me look super aggressive and may draw some negative attention. So I'm just kind of riding casual till I get to my racetrack, and then I'll put on some more gear. So the ET Max inferiority, when we're speaking of levels, we're speaking of milliseconds. Our race times, like yesterday or the day before, Psycho and I had a little race, and I won by like 0.5 seconds or something like this, or maybe it was like 0.3 seconds. But they're just small margins where at the higher levels, it's all about those milliseconds, all right? The milliseconds. And to improve on the milliseconds, the weight of the ET Max is not going to help. From what I'm seeing in the power, the accelerations, it doesn't seem that much more torquey than the Lynx. I think the Lynx actually won in Oneride's video with the ET Max versus the Lynx. The Lynx, I think, won 4 out of 5 of the acceleration tests. And the tests that they did, the Lynx even like wobbled, had some, I don't know if you guys know what acceleration wobble is. It's not like your typical wobble, but it's like where you like start accelerating fast and you kind of weave. It's a bit of a wobble and you lose some time there. That rider was even losing some time because he messed up on that particular run. That's the one run he lost. And he was dodging pedals. So, man, the Lynx was running a knobby tire, whereas the ET Max had a street tire. So in the races, the Lynx dominated 4 out of 5. And yes, a lot of it is rider, but I really believe, based off what I've seen, the Lynx will be the faster off the line. And it was running a knobby tire. If you lowered the Lynx's pedals a bit, put a good street tire on there, I think it will do even better than the ET Max. It would probably win 5 out of 5. That acceleration wobble, I think it's because of the knobby tire. He was running the same stock knobby tire, which is not great for accelerations. Knobby tires, I mean, if you think about any drag race, how many people are using knobby tires, you know, in like motocross and other types of races? How many knobby tires are being used? Not very many. It's all about the slicks. So the ET Max had an advantage in those drag races and still did not come out on top. But it's a brand new EUC. People haven't had time to get used to it. So we'll see. But my money will be on the Lynx as far as accelerations. So if the Lynx wins on cornering and accelerations, what's really left? Top speed? From all the reports I've been seeing, the top speed of the Lynx, or excuse me, the ET Max, is like 90 kilometers per hour, which is like 55, 56 miles per hour, which the Lynx can do. I mean, the Sherman S can almost do that. So I'm not seeing anything with the ET Max that is like distinguishing itself from the Lynx. I mean, let's face it, the ET Max is a bit of a copy of the Lynx, or that's why people think it looks good, is because they're basically copying the design of something that does look good, the Lynx. However, the ET Max is Pagoda's best looking wheel because they copied the design of the Lynx, but just the only difference really is the suspension style. And the suspension style is superior on this Lynx. It is amazing. It is the best suspension I've ever ridden. I've seen people doing jumps on this wheel. I think it's best for cornering. Superior. So the Lynx, my top speed so far, I'll be doing another top speed run when I get to Valencia and put my street tire on and my armor. I'll go to the abandoned F1 track and I'll be doing some speed tests. But already I've reached about 90 kilometers per hour, which is, and I wasn't even beeping on this 50S Lynx. So I really think that once I get my armor on and put a street tire on, I'll easily be able to go much faster than 90 kilometers per hour. So top speed. Lynx is ahead right now. Maybe there'll be some updates where there's no tilt back. I think it was Chance that was saying he's getting tilt back at 90 kilometers per hour. And then Ronan also just posted his ET Max video, and I think he was complaining about the top speed as well. So there's a lot to be seen with the Lynx, and we will just keep testing. Now again, when I say that the ET Max is inferior, from what I'm seeing, it is inferior to the Lynx in all regards. Does this mean it's a bad EUC? No, you'll probably very much enjoy the ET Max, especially if you're getting it at a better rate or a better deal than the Lynx. The Lynx is what, $4,000, $4,100, and I think you could get the ET Max for less than that. I do think it's worth it to pay a few I would pay $1,000 more for the Lynx over the ET Max, but that's just me because I've been riding the Lynx and I love this wheel, and it's the best thing I've ever owned, and I'm not super impressed with the ET Max yet. If I was super impressed with it, I would buy one or sell my Lynx and get one if it could be my one wheel to rule them all, but it's not appearing that way at all. That's again not to say it's, I think people think that I'm saying it's a horrible UC. When I say it's going to flop too, I mean it sells compared to the Lynx. The Lynx is probably outselling the ET Max 10 to 1. 10 to 1 because it's more versatile. You can do more things with the Lynx. It's a better EUC. It's better quality. It looks better in my opinion. So, all right guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Update your Lynx. Cancel your ET Max pre-order and get a Lynx. I'm joking. Get the one you like. Get the one that's best for you. Check out oneride.eu. Check out pitzoom.com. Check out meepoboard.com if you want an electric skateboard. And until next time, stay in the Zen Zone.